CTA stimulates the synthesis and secretion of steroid hormones called glucocorticoids from the adrenal cortex. Now LH. Now LH FSH stimulate gonadal activity. So LH. Okay, so LH and FSH stimulate gonadal activity and hence are called the gonadotropins. In males, LH stimulates synthesis and secretion of hormones, that is androgens, and in males FSH and androgens it regulates spermatogenesis. Okay, FSH and androgens, right? And LH in females induces ovulation of fully mature follicles, that is Graafian follicles, and maintains the corpus luteum. Corpus luteum, it is the remaining part, that is reminiscence of the Graafian follicle, right? After ovulation. See, so FSH, that is development of the ovarian follicles. FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, right? Now MSH, that is melanocytes, that is melanin containing cells. So they act on the melanocytes, that is melanin containing cells, and regulate the pigmentation of the skin. Now we like oxytocin. Oxytocin acts on the smooth muscles of the body and stimulates their contraction. So oxytocin acts on the smooth muscles, and then there is a contraction. Okay. So now this oxytocin stimulates a vigorous contraction of uterus at the time of the childbirth and male ejection from the mammary gland. Now vasopressin acts mainly at the kidney and stimulates reabsorption of water and electrolytes by the distal tubules, and thereby reduces the loss of water through urine, that is diuresis. So vasopressin acts as antidiuretic hormone. So if there is something like impairment, then it diminished ability of the kidney to conserve water, leading to water loss and dehydration. So leading to water loss and dehydration. So this condition is known as the diabetes mellitus. Now diabetes insipidus. In diabetes mellitus, it's like glycosuria and gluconuria. Or glycosuria. The pineal gland. The pineal gland is located on the dorsal side of the forebrain. Now pineal gland secretes hormone called melatonin. Melanin is different. It is a skin pigment, right? Melatonin is different. So melatonin plays like important role in regulation like 24-hour diurnal rhythm of our body. So maintains normal rhythms of sleep wake cycle, body temperature. Okay, also increases metabolism, pigmentation, the menstrual cycle, as well as our defense capability. Okay, so this is the function of like pineal gland, right? Okay, you can see the vocal cord in the trachea, and then thyroid, then trachea, now thyroid gland. So okay, so two lobes which are located on either side of the trachea. Now tetraiodothyronine or thyroxine, it is T4, and triiodothyronine, that is T3. Now you see there is two cases of thyroid gland, that is hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. Now hyperthyroidism can be like goiter. Now the cause is deficiency of iodine in our diet. Now iodine is essential for the normal rate of synthesis in the thyroid. Okay, now this causes enlargement of the thyroid gland. It is called goiter. Now when it happened during the pregnancy, like it causes defective development and maturation of the growing baby, leading to cretinism, that is stunted growth, and then mental retardation, low intelligence quotient, abnormal skin, and deep mutism. Now hypothyroidism goiter in adult woman, that is may cause menstrual cycle to become irregular. Okay, now hyperthyroidism, I said, now this is the cancer, it kind of tumor. So high levels of hormone, thyroid hormone released. Now hyperthyroidism, like one of kind, is exophthalmic goiter. So simple goiter, hypothyroidism. Now exophthalmic goiter, hyperthyroidism. So it also has enlargement of the thyroid gland, just like in hypothyroid, but other symptoms are protrusion of the eyeball, increased BMR, and weight loss. So this is called Graves' disease. So exothalamic goiter, form of hyperthyroidism, also called the Graves' disease. Now, so thyroid hormones. So BMR, it regulates red blood formation, then control metabolism, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, then maintenance of ionic balance, then uh, secretes a protein hormone called TCT, that is thyrocalcitonin, which regulates the blood calcium levels, right? So parathyroid gland, four parathyroid glands on the back side of the thyroid gland. So parathyroid gland secrete a peptide hormone called parathyroid hormone, right? PTH. The secretion of PTH is regulated by circulating levels of the calcium ions. Now parathyroid hormone, it increases the calcium levels in the blood. Now how? Acts on bones and stimulates the bone resorption, that is dissolution or demineralization. Also stimulates reabsorption of calcium by the renal tubules and increases calcium absorption from the digested food. Okay, so it is a hypercalcemic hormone. Hyperglycemic is glucagon, hypoglycemic is insulin. So hypercalcemic, PTH. Okay, so along with TCT, it plays a significant role in calcium balance in the body. So thymus. So the thymus gland is a lobular structure located between lungs, behind sternum on the ventral side of aorta. Behind sternum on the ventral side of aorta. Okay. Now development of the immune system. Okay. Now it has peptide hormones like thymosins. So thymosins play a major role in differentiation of T lymphocytes, which provide cell-mediated immunity, and B lymphocyte, that is promote productions of antibodies to produce like humoral immunity. So thymus is degenerated in old individuals, resulting in a decreased production of thymosins. As a result, the immune responses of old persons becomes weak. So this is like thymus. Okay, so now the adrenal gland. भाई so like so like adrenal gland. Okay, so one pair of adrenal gland, like one above the each kidney, right? The gland is composed of like tissues. The central located is called the adrenal medulla, and the so centrally one is the adrenal medulla and lies on the, so outside this lies the adrenal cortex. So underproduction of the hormones by the adrenal cortex alters carbohydrate metabolism, causing the acute weakness and fatigue, leading to a disease called Addison's disease. So underproduction of the hormones by the adrenal cortex alters the carbohydrate metabolism, causing acute weakness and fatigue, leading to a disease called Addison's disease. Right. So adrenal medulla. Okay, so adrenal medulla consists like two hormones like adrenaline and epinephrine, non-adrenaline or non-epinephrine. So these are all are the catecholamines. So these are like emergency hormones or hormones of flight or fight, right? So adrenaline and non-adrenaline. So response to the trace, right? Response to the trace. So response to the trace, right? So this hormone increase alertness, pupillary dilation, piloerection, that's the raising of hairs, and sweating. So increase alertness, pupillary dilation, piloerection, that is the raising of hairs, and sweating. So both the hormones increase the heartbeat, the strength of heart contraction, and the rate of respiration. Okay, so both the hormones increase the heartbeat, the strength of heart contraction, and the rate of respiration. So catecholamine also stimulate the breakdown of glycogen, resulting in an increased concentration of glucose in blood. So in addition, they also stimulate the breakdown of lipids and proteins. Okay, now adrenal cortex, three layers, that is zona reticularis, that is inner one, and zona fasciculata, that is middle layer, and zona glomerulus, that is outer layer. So now adrenal cortex secretes hormones, that is corticoids. So corticoids, these are like, so involved in carbohydrate metabolism. So these are glucocorticoids. So like cortisol is like the main glucocorticoids. Now cortisols maintenance balance. So corticoids like maintenance of like electrolytes and balance, right? So these are like mineralocorticoids. Okay. Now aldosterone is the main aldosterone is the main mineralocorticoid in our body. So glucocorticoids stimulate gluconeogenesis, lipolysis, and proteolysis, and inhibit cellular uptake and utilization of amino acids. So glucocorticoids stimulate gluconeogenesis, lipolysis. I mean, it just increases the glucose level in the body, right? So lipolysis and proteolysis and inhibit cellular uptake and utilization of amino acids. So cortisol is also involved in like maintaining the cardiovascular system as well as the kidney functions, right? So glucocorticoids, particularly cortisol, produces anti-inflammatory reaction and suppresses the immune response. Okay. Now cortisol stimulates the RBC production, right? Aldosterone acts mainly at the renal tubules and stimulates the reabsorption of sodium and water and excretion of potassium and phosphate ions, right? So aldosterone helps in like maintenance of electrolytes the body and all like things like the small amounts of androgenic steroids are also secreted by the adrenal cortex. Okay. So this play a role in like growth of axillary hair, pubic hair, and facial hair during puberty. So pancreas, like it's kind of like composite gland which acts like exocrine and endocrine gland. Now endocrine part like islets of Langerhans, 1 to 2 millions of Langerhans. So it has like the cells of like this Langerhans, like one of them is alpha cells and beta cells. Like alpha cells secrete hormone, these are glucagon, and beta cells secrete hormone, that is insulin. So glucagon is a peptide hormone, insulin also a peptide hormone. So important role in maintaining like normal blood glucose level. So glucagon acts mainly on like liver cells like hepatocytes and stimulates glycogenolysis, right? That is hyperglycemia, that increases the glucose level in the blood. Okay. Now another process is gluconeogenesis, that is formation of glucose as well in the body, in the blood. So all these are like hyperglycemic. So glucagon reduces the cellular glucose uptake and utilization. So that's the third. That's like the third function of this glucagon, right? So this is like hyperglycemic hormone, right? So insulin like it is like peptide hormone. Okay. uh, Plays a major role in the regulation of glucose homeostasis. Okay. Insulin acts mainly on the hepatocytes and adipocytes, and like glucagon is mainly acts on like uh, liver cells like hepatocytes, right? Then enhances cellular okay. So insulin mainly on hepatocytes and adipocytes. Now what it does, like enhances the cellular glucose uptake and utilization. So when cells using it from the blood, so the glucose level in the blood gets reduced, right? So as a result, there is a rapid movement of glucose from blood to hepatocytes and adipocytes, resulting in decreased blood glucose levels, right? So this is hypoglycemic, right? Now the insulin also stimulates conversion of glucose to glycogen, like glycogenosis in the target cells. So glucose to glycogen, right? So glycogenesis and glycogenolysis, like from glycogen to glucose, right? The glucose homeostasis in blood is thus maintained jointly by like two like insulin and glucagon. Okay. So prolactic hyperglycemia leads to a complex disorder like diabetes mellitus, which is associated with loss of glucose through the urine and formation of harmful compounds known as ketone bodies. Okay. So this is like diabetes mellitus. Okay. Loss of glucose through the urine and formation of harmful compounds known as ketone bodies, right? So that's it. Like now the testes, right? Now the testes and ovary. So these are like two gonads in females and males. No, not in females, right? So testes, like it is present in the scrotal sac, like outside the abdomen, right? So testes are like seminiferous tubules and stromal on interstitial tissue. So leading cells or interstitial cells. So these are present in intertubular spaces, produce hormones like androgens, namely like the testosterone, right? So androgen like androgen help in the process like spermatogenesis, right? Formation of spermatozoa. So androgen acts on the central neural system and influences the male secondary. So androgens act the CNS and influence the males. Okay. 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 So androgen acts on the CNS and influence the male sexual behavior like libido. These hormones produce anabolic that synthetic effects on protein and carbohydrate metabolism. So this is like then there is ovaries. So females have a pair of ovaries located in the abdomen. So ovaries like primary sex organs. So ovary produce like two groups of steroid hormones, that estrogen and progesterone. So ovary is composed of ovarian hormones. So estrogen is synthesized and secreted mainly by the growing ovarian follicles. After ovulation, the ruptured follicle is converted into a structure like corpus luteum. Okay, ruptured follicle, which mainly secretes the progesterone. So estrogen produce. Uh, so estrogen, like mammary gland development. Uh, so so like progesterone. So 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 uh, uh, so so progesterone supports like pregnancy. So progesterone supports pregnancy, right? So progesterone supports pregnancy, and then progesterone also acts on the like mammary glands and stimulates the formation of alveoli and milk secretion, and prolactin in which help in the like milk production, right? So hormones of heart, kidney, and gastrointestinal tract. So hormones of heart, kidney, and gastrointestinal tract, right? So the atrial wall of our heart secretes like a hormone that is which decreases like the blood pressure, that is atrial uretic factor, like it. So when the blood pressure is increased, the NF is secreted, which causes dilation of the blood vessels. This reduces the blood pressure. So juxtaglomerular cells of kidney produce a peptide hormone called erythropoietin, which stimulates erythropoiesis, that is formation of RBC. Now endocrine cells present in different parts of the gastrointestinal tract secrete four major peptide hormones, like namely gastrin secretin, CCK, that is cholecystokinin, and gastric inhibitory peptide, GIP. So gastrin, secretin, and CCK, and gastric inhibitory peptide, right? So gastrin acts on the gastric glands and stimulates the secretion of HCl and pepsinogens. So secretin acts on the like exocrine part and exocrine pancreas and stimulates secretion of water and carbonate, right? So secretin acts on the exocrine pancreas and secretes the and stimulates secretion of water and bicarbonate. Okay, so CCK acts both on pancreas and gallbladder, right? Stimulates the secretion of pancreatic enzymes and bile juice. So okay, so gastric inhibitory peptide inhibits gastric secretion and motility. So GIP, the gastric inhibitory peptide, so it inhibits the gastric secretions and motility. So some non-endocrine tissues excrete hormones like growth hormones. So these factors are essential for like so of course, like for the repairing and for the regeneration, right? Now the mechanism of hormone action, like so mechanism. Okay, मैं तो वैसे भी बैठता भाई, like so mechanism of hormone action. Okay, so hormones produce their effect on target tissue by binding to specific proteins called hormone receptors located in the target tissues only. Okay, now hormone receptor present on the cell membrane of the so hormone receptor present on the cell membrane of the target cells are called like membrane bound receptors, and the receptor present inside the target cell are called like intracellular receptors, mostly nuclear receptors. Okay, present in the nucleus. Now so binding of hormone to its receptor leads to the formation of the hormone receptor complex. Okay, now each receptor is specific to one hormone only, and hence receptors are specific. So hormone receptor complex formation leads to the okay so based on their chemical nature, hormones hormones can be divided like peptide, polypeptide, protein hormones. So insulin, glucagon, pituitary hormones, hypothalamic hormones. So like pituitary hormones and all like so all these type of hormones, like okay. insulin, glucagon, pituitary hormones, and hypothalamic hormones. So steroid hormones like cortisol, like testosterone, estrogen, and estradiol. Like so, adult like thyroid hormones, amino acid derivatives like epinephrine and all that. Like amino acid derivatives like epinephrine. So hormones which interact with membrane-bound receptors normally do not enter the target cell. So 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 those who have like uh, so so like so like uh, so so like so iodothyroid like thyroid hormones, okay, amino acid derivatives, so epinephrine, so you see, but generate secondary message like cyclic AMP, IP3, calcium, okay. So hormones which react with like membrane bound receptors normally do not enter the cell, but generate like secondary messages like cyclic AMP, IP3, and calcium, right? So hormones which interact hormones which interact with intercellular receptors like steroid hormones, iodothyroid. So like in the middle of these like two hormones like cortisol, testosterone, estradiol, progesterone, iodothyroid, like thyroid hormones. So they mostly regulate gene expression or chromosome function by the interaction of the hormone receptor complex with the genome, right? So hormone so so like in the first diagram, like where you see like hormone like FSH and LH. FSH and LH, so these are like so FSH or like so hormone FSH or receptors, so hormone like receptors and all that, like so receptor like they so so respond like generation of second machine like cyclic MP or a cyclic, so biochemical. So this is like there is membrane bound receptors, so it is membrane bound hormone, right? FSH and LH, as I told you, like mostly like peptide, polypeptide, protein hormones, and amino acid derivatives like epinephrine, all that. Now the steroid hormone, right? So these are like steroid hormones, as you see. So they direct enter into the genome. Genome means like its nucleus, okay. So hormones like the estrogen and all that, like estrogen, estradiol, or something like that. So all that enters into the nucleus, okay. As you can see, the hormone receptor complex, like the genome has the mRNA, and mRNA has the proteins and physiological responses. So that's it, like. So these are like diagrammatic representation of the mechanism of hormone actions of protein hormone and steroidal hormone, right? यहाँ पे तो कुत्ता बैठा था जी, यहाँ पे कहाँ बैठा था, यहाँ पे तो कुत्ता बैठा था भाई. Okay, so the chapter is done, okay, right? So okay, so like see, past discharge produces 6 tropic hormones, right? So past intermediate secretes only one hormone, while past nervosa there is neurohypophysis like secretes 2 hormones, okay. The pituitary hormones regulate the growth and okay, so the pituitary hormone regulates growth and development of somatic tissues and activities of peripheral endocrine glands, right? So pineal gland secretes like melatonin. And there is like something more to say. mm, okay, anyways, let it go.